There's so much honesty in the next reading, March 9th. I often struggle to know what is my will and what is God's. I feel serenity slipping from me while a war is waged within my mind and loud voices urge me to take one path or the other. Doubt is an unavoidable champion of spiritual seeking. I don't have an instruction book, so I must continue to explore and challenge my perceptions. I know that when I feel a desperate urge to act, it is usually my will that is pushing. And when I feel a calm certainty, it is usually God's. But much of the time, I don't have such a clear indication. What then? Sometimes I wait for clarity or try to listen more closely for guidance. I may share my confusion and ask for wisdom of others, or I may just make a choice, take an action, and see what happens. More will be revealed when the time is right. No matter what choice I make, sorry, more will be revealed when the time is right, no matter what choice I make. Since I will have turned my will and my life over to God, any choice I make can be used to carry out His will. Today's reminder. Today I will remember that uncertainty is not a fault, but an opportunity. Everything I do and everything that crosses my path, people, situations, ideas, all have the potential to contribute to my growth and understanding. Just for today, I don't have to know what that contribution will be. And the quote here is, there lives more faith in honest doubt, believe me, than in half the creeds. And that's from Alfred Lloyd Tennyson. We want to hear yes, we want to hear no, we don't want to hear the word wait. We want answers now. I see it all the time when people come into our group. They're at that place of desperation and they want they want clear, honest, decisive answers. And they don't exist. It's not that simple. And I can only, when I read this, I thought of my own childhood. So my father was a very big man and a hardened alcoholic. He had made money when he was younger and really didn't need to work. Never had a job in my memory. He had an income from real estate, but he never worked in my childhood in the traditional sense. But he drank every day. He was home all the time, home a lot of the time. And I remember as a little girl, my very first prayer, it's so stunning. My very first prayer was about my dad. And my prayer was, God, fix him or take him. He was really rough to handle, rough person to live with. Fix him or take him. And that's what I prayed and prayed and prayed. And I got pretty frustrated with God. Um, and he never fixed my dad in my childhood. But he fixed my dad when I was, in my early 20s. And this is what God did. God fixed him and then he took him. I never really understood that that might be how things would end. So my dad and I were extremely close and I loved him dearly. And we had a wonderful 10 years together before he died. And that's between the time God fixed him and took him. And we had a relationship that I cherished and he cherished far more than we ever would have had he not been under the control of an addiction my entire childhood. So there was lots of good that came out of it. And certainly God taught me this thing called patience. And when I read this, it really is um, a lot of times we just need to hold still, observe, wait patiently, commit ourselves to prayer, and that process transforms us. So in the process, it never occurred to me to ask for God's will or look for God's will. I was just a little kid telling God what I wanted to happen. I'm amused by all of it at this point in time. I hope you are as well. And I hope you read and reread this passage. It's quite rich.